1898.
Something about that.
And he wasn't born in this house here, so he wasn't.
No, he was born in volunteer.
Yeah. And he joined the volunteers, didn't he? Or the Sinn Féin around 1914, 15.
Around that,
yeah, he wouldn't be very old at the time.
He wouldn't have.
Yeah. Had they a brigade or had they a company or a column or something back here in Ballycastle in those days?
Well, how it is at first, Caramolli was preaching that Germans were, they invaded Belgium.
Right.
And the Belgians fought against them and kept them back for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But then they preached, Caramolli was preaching from the altar that the Germans were killing the Catholics in Belgium. And they were calling for volunteers.
Yeah.
And the volunteers they joined up, they were training them for Flanders.
Yeah.
But then the like Pearse and them and the other Crowley and them, they organised them for defending the Irish coast.
Right.
Not for Flanders, but defending their own homeland.
Yeah.
And then they split so they split the same as John Redmond. Some of them went to Flanders and the minority waited in Ireland.
Yeah.
But then they backed up Crowley, he was for keeping them in at home, more than wanting to send them out to France.
Yeah, well the Sinn Féin policy was to remove the British from Ireland by means of force.
Defend their own coast.
Yeah,
They wanted to defend their own coast.
Yeah. So he was involved in the volunteers
He was involved in the volunteers.
So he got abused by the Tans here, or not here but above in his home place.
In 1918 there was an election. Crowley was going on for Sinn Féin for Dáil Éireann and Dan Boyle was going on for the, what they call that, the Redmond's Pet, the National's Pet.
Yeah, John Redmond.
Yes, the National's Pet.
Yeah.
But they were for sending the people to France, but the Dáil Éireann crowd were for keeping the people to defend their own coast at home.
Well, to set up their own government, wasn't it?
Yes, to set up their own government.
They wanted to force the British government to give them recognition.
Yeah,
that was the first Dáil Éireann. Yeah. Okay. So he was in the Baton Chairs that was in Ballycastle.
There was a Baton Chairs in Ballycastle in 1980.
That was instigated by Captain White, you were telling me there, wasn't it?
Well,
on the Tans, was it?
Captain White was the man that was in Ballycastle. No, Captain White was. There was an officer DI that time in the RIC, I forget his name. Jeez, I might think you're in bed tonight.
Yeah. So
Baton Chairs.
Yeah.
They were booed, two sides, they were booed, and sure there was a lot of people that time in the country, they were against the RIC, they would be waiting for poaching.
Right. So they were in favour of the volunteers, more or less?
Well, the majority were in favour of the volunteers.
Well, did he get injured in Ballycastle that night?
Huh?
Did he get injured?
Well, Martin McLean got a baton shirt and he got a few battens, but then they were younger, do you know what I mean? He was younger than Martin McLean.
Right.
A few old women had to throw their shawls around Martin McLean.
Had they?
There was excitement going, do you know what I mean? Now, and drink going and everything.
Yeah, alright then. Later on then you were telling me there was a dance up on the top of the hill up there and Sean Healy's.
Sean Hill.
Yeah, way up there somewhere in Bright Hills. And he was at the dance, wasn't he?
He was at the dance.
Yeah. And when he was coming home in the early hours of the morning.
No, he was living again at home in the town.
Oh, indeed.
We're retreating back again.
Yeah.
The tanks came on the road.
Yeah.
And he crashed in the fields and they followed him. And they fired shots at him. They had no rifles, but there was only handguns there.
Was it? Oh, they had no rifles?
They had no rifles.
So he jumped in at Crat Bridge there, where Marley used to be, or wherever Johnny Murphy used to be years ago.
Murphy's right.
Yeah. And he made his escape way down for the cliffs, didn't he?
He did. He ran down to it.
And they were firing away at him there, weren't
they?
They
had to fire a few bands.
So they didn't get him?
No, they didn't.
Was he ever caught?
Well, the night he was brought out.
Was that before or after this?
Oh, it was before that.
Yeah.
It was before that.
What year would it be about?
That would be about 1990.
Yeah. Well, what year was he caught in?
How do you mean now?
They found him in the house one night, didn't they?
Well, that was in 1990.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
That was in 1990.
So this would be 1920, would it?
This would be 1920.
The affair at Cratbridge. Well, tell me about the night of 1919.
Tell you what then?
You know, what happened to him in his own house when they came? They
came at night. There's such a good few houses.
Yeah.
But anyway, they came at night and they brought him out. And they gave him an awful bath.
Did they?
He was in bed for a week or a fortnight.
Did they break any bones?
Well, no, but they gave him a few baths. He was cut and nicked in the face. He was bleeding in the face.
Yeah.
His face was the size of a pot.
Yeah.
But they broke no bones to tell the truth. But some of them were gentlemen, they didn't want it.
Yeah.
Some of them said, come on, he has enough.
Yeah.
There were 2 lorry loads of them.
Oh, yeah. So they didn't get the information out of him?
Well, one of them was saying we'd get information, they didn't.
Yeah, yeah. So when it was all over, he left and went away
But
to...
then after that he was on the run and they came many times to Marlow.
Yeah.
So from Ballymage.
Yeah, yeah.
But some of them didn't give a damn, some of them weren't bad, some of them were now, they such like it.
Yeah.
But more of them didn't.
He never got an IRA pension or anything?
Well, sure he went to America, didn't he? Didn't come back.
And never came back? Yeah. What was he involved in America? In a grocery store or something?
Just there, wasn't
Yeah, it is, yeah, yeah. Now, Martin Doherty, of 44, Emmett Terrace, died at an upstate hospital Monday. He was 72 years old. Born in County Mayo. Born in County Mayo, Ireland, November the 15th, 1900. Well, we think it was before that. He was the son of the late Michael and Mary Doherty. Doherty, who lived here for how many years? 50 years, owned the Royal Scarlet grocery stores. He was a communicant of the Blessed Sacrament Church. He is survived by his wife, the former Mary Maguire, 3 sons, Martin of Madison, Connecticut, David of 17 Sheldrake Avenue, Larchmount, and Kevin of 17 and a half Dillon Road. 2 daughters, Mrs. Mary O'Neill of 1 Merton Street, and Mrs. Ellen Land of Comstock Park, Michigan. 3 brothers, James of 47 Washington Avenue. Now, this is a cutting from an American paper at the time of his death. Martin Doherty of Ballymetew, brother of present-day Frank Doherty, who lives in Cabintown. Now, Frank, we forgot to talk that there was a shoemaker down in Ballymetew.
Yes, between Brian Davis, between John and I, you were in John and I, and the sea, we were below at the verge of the sea.
Down at the sea there. What was his name again?
He was Jim Touhill.
Jim Touhill.
Jim Touhill.
He was able to make shoes and all.
Well, he was make shoes. He got bored of this when he was young.
Yeah.
And he learned the shoemaking trade.
Yeah. And he was down there, you were telling me about the year 1905, is that right?
1900, something around 1908 or something.
1908.
He was changed up to the new cottage road built in 1908, it was in the labourers' cottage road built about 1908.
So he'd be down near that place called Bogach on the way down to this.
Well, it's between, that's Ballymetew. Well, I didn't know that, I was not sure that Bogach go back there, but Bogach's down.
Near the shore, down near Inyon he was.
Yes, he went back.
Down near Inyon in that old house there, yeah.
Did
anybody after him learn the trade, no?
He did. Jack Red's father then got married to Mary Touhill, to his sister.
Yeah.
And all the tools were there, he carried on, he was a bit of a handyman.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know, did he make my shoes now, but he would repair shoes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
This was Jack Doherty, would it be?
Jack Doherty's father, Michael Doherty.
Yeah, Michael Doherty. Now, was Anthony Touhill of Connery anything to this?
Anthony Touhill Connery was a brother, Jim Touhill.
He had no trade, had he?
No, he went to America when he was young.
And came back.
When he was in manhood.
Ah,
and he came back and he bought the place there, he didn't get married in America.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He came back and he bought Connery.
And died there?
Well, he did, he dropped dead there.
Oh, yeah. You used to play with the Ballycastle team, didn't you?
Yes, so did he.
What position did you play in?
Well, BG, I played in many positions.
Yeah.
I used to play right full back and centre back and full back.
Oh, around the backs all the time?
Well, I did, I played in the forwards at first.
And you won a lot of championships at Ballycastle there, didn't you?
Well, sure, every one they won, I won.
Yeah. You have 5 or 6 or 7 medals there, haven't you?
They must be now, they must be.
Yeah, yeah.
There was 7 medals there with that and that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you won more medals than there are on that, didn't you?
Huh?
You won more medals.
I did, but I were only on 7 sides, you know what I mean?
Oh, I know, yeah. Tournaments around.
Mixed up, I took them on the trade, there was a few more there.
Yeah, yeah. Who was the greatest player on the team at the time, do you think?
Well, Tom Greyer was.
Tom Greyer was?
He was, no, it's a championship.
Ah, yeah, yeah. Now, this is one of your medals here. And I see on the back of it for 1933 championship. That'd be the intermediate.
That'd be the intermediate.
Yeah.
There was something between junior and senior that.
Yeah, indeed. And I see Mayo again here now, 1934. That was another intermediate medal. And you have another intermediate medal, 1935. You must have won the county championship intermediate all these years, did you?
I showed them when we won the county intermediate, we won senior.
You did? North.
We won senior.
Wait a minute now, the first one is North Division. You must have only won the, for 1933, the North Mayo Junior Championship. The North Division I see down here. Yes, and then the next one, 34, was the Mayo Intermediate medal, the green one here. And then the other one, oh, it wouldn't be. Well, anyway, you have it 1935 too. Now, here is Mayo Junior Football League, 1932 medal.
We're only starting in 1932.
And here I see a kind of gold medal here. And on the back of it is a challenge match between Ballycastle and Castlebar in 1942. Now this blue one here, with the Celtic design, I see Creek Pell Mayo 1936, Ballycastle. Mayo Championship 1936, I don't know what championship it would be, can you remember? And here's another gold one. The Mayo GAA Senior Championship 1939, will you remember that one? Senior Championship.
That was in
Yeah. Now there's a green one here too. Another green one here, looks like a county one. It is. Creek Pella 1937. Ballycastle. Championship. And the last one you have here, gold medal. North Mayo GAA Intermediate Championship 1936. So you must have played for a good many years for Ballycastle, did you? Yeah. Did you ever play any handball?
I did, I was play handball.
Oh yeah.
My handball was playing in Philip. Boy, Jason Mick was a good handball.
Was it?
And William was a good, I saw them when I was at Papulgas.
Yeah.
I never saw Tom playing, but Tom was from music and dancing and singing.
Yeah.
Tom was a good singer and a good dancer.
Yeah. Back at Kilbride School, the old school.
Kilbride School, but I saw William when I was at Kilbride School. I would. William was a good handball player, and so was Mick a good handball player.
Ah, yeah.
But
You must be, were you able to play yourself, you are?
I used to play handball.
Oh, indeed, yeah.
I used.
Yeah.